You know what I hate? Fucking pimples. They're everywhere. Hey Shadows, how's it going? Shadowsick here. Welcome to another box video. It is 3 minutes past 7 p.m. Yeah, and we're gonna do another box video. Now, I fucking like pimples, man. They're everywhere. It sucks. It sucks. Scheiße. Absolute scheiße. Yeah, but enough about me. Tell me about you. Oh no, I'm fine. I'm just fixing my fucking hair. Alright. Well, let's get into these topics. Disclaimer, if you're easily offended and can get butthurt easily and shit, please leave this video. You've been warned. Don't watch it then bitch in the comments, because you've seen the disclaimer at the start, well, what I'm saying right now, and you shouldn't be like, oh well, I didn't know there was going to be offensive topics in this. There is a lot of offensive topics in all the out of the box video. There's at least one person out there that will get offended by the topics that I'm talking about. So if you're easily offended, please leave. If you're not easily offended and you don't mind just listening to someone else's opinion or whatever, or this is your topic you suggested, then stay and watch and enjoy yourself, but just don't put any bullshit in the comments. So, disclaimer. I'm gonna do this every video because I know that a lot of these topics that have recently been suggested, there's a reason to put the disclaimers on these videos, you know? Because some of them are just like, whoa. But me, I'm just living on the edge and just fucking saying how I feel about it and talking about it, but I don't give a fuck, because I don't give a fuck. Yeah, let's get into it. I'm probably wasted a lot of time doing an intro disclaimer bullshit. Alright, so first topic for this one is guy and girl best friends. I think what this person was asking about is, can a guy and girl be best friends, and what's your opinion on guys and girls being best friends? Guys and girls being best friends, it is possible. It can happen. It's pretty normal these days, especially. I have plenty of girl mates. I actually been so friend zoned with these girls that I go all the way into, oh, you're like a brother to me kind of thing, you know? And it's like, right then, okay. Sure. Okay, cool. It doesn't bother me. I mean, yeah, at the time I probably had a crush on them, tried to flirt with them, and then they just kind of threw me so hard in the friend zone that I landed in the sibling zone. But hey, shit happens. You should see how many sisters I have on Facebook. Yeah, so this topic isn't that bad. But what I have to say about it is that guys and girls being best friends, it's normal, it can happen, it's easy, but there are certain complications sometimes when it comes to the thing. Like sometimes one or the other could end up starting to have affections for the person again, and it could make the friendship really awkward and could either ruin the friendship completely or maybe even spark it into an amazing relationship. But the only difference is that what really stands in the way of, in my opinion, of anything to do with either being friends or not friends is relationships. I'm gonna be honest with you, people may deny it, I don't deny it, but there is a lot of people out there that can get really jealous, especially when they really love and care about someone, and they just get this weird feeling that guy friend of hers, or you know, these are examples. Okay, I need to say this. These are examples. I'm not being sexist nor saying it happens to the specific type of gender. I'm just speaking from personal experience. So you know, when I say you're a guy and you see your girlfriend hanging out with this guy best friend and they're really close, you get suspicious about it. I'm also meaning it's a girl and a guy, or a guy and a girl, or a guy and a guy and a girl and a girl. You know what I mean? I'm not sexist. I'm not homophobic. I'm just giving examples based off my personal experience. Okay, and maybe I should chuck that in my disclaimer from now on too, so I don't have to explain it every fucking time. Anyway, so examples. Let's just say I got a girlfriend and she's best friends with this dude. Sorry, I'm hungry if you can hear my stomach. She's best friends with this dude and they're really close to each other. Anyone would get jealous about that. Anyone would assume that there might be chemistry there. I mean, no matter how much people would say, oh no, he's too deep in the friend zone, he'll be there. No, nothing to worry about. You never know. I mean, to be honest with you, you never know. Speaking from experience, shit happens. I mean, you can't dwell on it, but still, I'm not saying be a downright jealous prick, be unfair to your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, and say you can't hang out with that person, because that's just cruel, that's just unfair. They'll leave you for that shit, because they'll be like, you can't control who I hang out with, that's what the fuck, you know? So, as long as it's an even thing, if you notice that when you hang out with a girl best mate or a guy best mate, and your partner is getting jealous over that, then you'll have to be like, well, hey, if you're gonna get jealous over that and tell me not to hang hang out with that person, well then you're gonna have to do the same with your mates. It's gonna have to be an even thing. You can't just do that to me, or else there'll definitely be something going on with that person. If they can't equally do it with you, then there's something going on. If they can agree on something equally, well then sweet. You guys can either be mates with your mates and still continue on as normal, or stay away from that person, or even just break up. Maybe you just don't trust each other that much. I don't know. There's a lot of different ways you can approach this. I'm not sure which way you'd want to approach it. The way I would approach it is, I can admit I can get jealous. I'm barely jealous these days, but if I find my girlfriend hanging out, not that I have one, find my girlfriend hanging out with her guy best mate a lot, and I know he's straight and I know that he's single and everything like that. I mean, to be honest, guy or girl instincts, like just in general, you're gonna get a bit cautious about it because you love and care about that person. You don't want to lose that person, especially if you're someone that, like me, that doesn't think that too highly of yourself and thinks that they're too good for you, yet you're with them and you're like, wow, oh my god, how did I get this chance? And you're really protective of losing what you got, which is this beautiful person that's dating you, that you're like, why me? You know? So this topic can be shot in all sorts of ways, explained in all sorts of different techniques and everything like that. Let's just sum it up by saying it's okay, guys and girls can be best friends. It's just partners can be quite a tedious and misleading issue when it comes to becoming or being a friend with the opposite sex, or the same sex if it's like a homosexual thing. You know what I mean? I don't even know why I'm explaining myself again. What I'd suggest is that as long as it's not awkward, like let's just say I'm going up with this chick and she's staying the night at her best friend's house, which is a guy, right? I'd be a bit cautious about that. I wouldn't really like it, but I wouldn't be a total asshole and say like, no, you can't do that. But I'd test her by saying, hey, well, can I stay at my friend's house, a chick? Can I stay at her house? And if she's all defensive about it, well then I'm gonna be defensive about what she does too. Should be real equality. I mean, there's barely any equality and it's really hard to get it, but there should be equality. So if she thinks she can go out there and even if she's on the couch and her friend's in his bed, even if she thinks she can go out and do that and I can't go out and do that, well then that's unfair, and then I'm gonna think something's up and there's gonna be a lot of trust issues and probably some arguments too. So what I'd suggest is guys and girls as best friends, or like people being friends like that of the opposite gender, that can happen. It's fine, it's normal. But if there's a partner involved, and either or really, you or your friend, there's going to be a bit of complications unless they have trust and equality with each other. So I'd recommend testing. If you have a partner and they're a bit awkward about your best friend, sit down with them, talk to them about it, ask them what's wrong, ask them how it can be fixed, and suss out something equality. If there's no trust between you and you don't trust that that person can go stay at that person's house, I mean, if anything, maybe you do trust your partner, you just don't trust the best friend. But in that case, you should really trust her or him that they won't, like, if their friend made a move on them while they're staying the night, she would tell that person, he or she would tell that friend to back off. They were just friends, and then he or she would come tell you. That's what you're aiming for. So it's really complicated if you're in a relationship. If you're not in a relationship, it's fairly easy. Half the time you either stay best friends or you end up dating. So some say best friends make the best relationships. I don't know. But yeah, so that's that topic. I feel I've covered that pretty well. Take that advice, hopefully it helps, but I would recommend, talking to your partner about it if you have one, and discussing what can be sorted out with you both, an equal solution that you can both agree on. If you can't agree on anything, I'd recommend, it sounds harsh, but I'd recommend probably just ending it there, because if there's no trust or you can't see eye to eye, it's not going to work out. But it could for some, but I'm just saying from experience, from not just me but seeing others, that if you see eye to eye and you have equality and you can agree on something, you trust each other, it makes a good relationship. If you don't have any of that, it's not going to work out that well. So yeah, that's that topic. On to the next one. How do you approach someone if you like them? Well, this person suggested this topic. I would say names, but they're private topics. Okay, so so approaching someone that you like. Okay. Well, I recommend there's many ways to do this, really. Lately I've just been like the person that just kind of like, you know what, if I don't ask, I don't know, so I might as well ask and give it a go. And most of the times these days I just walk up to a person and go, hey, can I get your number sometime or something, or can we hang out, get to know each other? And it kind of works. Doesn't work all the time, of course, because I'm not like a fucking a Ryan Gosling or whatever, but I mean, hey, I try. I mean, if If it succeeds, well then sweet. If it doesn't, well then shite. All I recommend is, it just depends on you as a person. If you're really shy, maybe either boost your confidence or just go for it and be like, hey. But maybe it's best if you're shy to like kind of talk to them first. Do it in person. Talking in person is way better than online. I mean, if the person's a long distance thing you want to try, well then yeah, do it, because you can't exactly see them in person. But if you can see them in person, or you've seen them in person, you're like, oh, that person's hot, that person's cute, or whatever. Either go up to that person and be like, hey, and talk to them, start talking to them, and then after a good conversation and they have to go, ask for their number or ask if you can hang out sometime and get them on Facebook or something. That's how I do it. Like, past times where I've seen a girl that I've liked, I would kind of walk up to her, start talking to her, we're talking for a while, we're getting to know each other, we got similar qualities, whatever, and then I'm just like, hey, this is a bit weird, but I just thought, screw it. I was wondering if I could have your number and we can hang out sometime, get to know each other, you show me around or something like that. That's not the smoothest line in the book. It's not cheesy either, but it's just pretty much balls to the wall, just like, hey, you want to go out kind of thing, but like not so forceful like that. If you're a more shy person, approach them, talk to them, or even like talk to them online if you're too shy, but I'd suggest trying to pick up your self-confidence and go for it, because a person likes it when a person approaches them. I mean, not everyone does, but like some people appreciate it when you approach them instead of approaching them online. You know, because if you add them online and you message them, they'll be like, who the fuck are you? So you might as well talk to them in person first, then get their Facebook. Yeah, so if you really like someone, just kind of subtly ease in what you're actually after. Don't force it upon them, because that will scare people away. I know from experience, one time I was just like, hey, you want to go out? And she was like, nope, I got a boyfriend. And I was like, shit. So yeah, my suggestion from my experience, I mean, I'm not the most experienced or wisest person out there, but I'd suggest going up to that person and just telling them how it is, not too forcefully, but just kind of talk to them a bit and ease in what you're actually after. And if they're not interested in you, don't be sad about it. Pick yourself up, move on, and think to yourself, we can't dwell on the past or else I'll get nowhere. You move on. I mean, if you're still friends with that person, then sweet, but it might be a little awkward at first. But yeah, I'd recommend just easing it in there and not just going full force. Could be different, some people like full force, some people don't, but from past experience, especially with a guy approaching a girl, ease it in a bit, you know? And like go like, hey, I talked to her, oh yeah, I recently did bartending, so just blah 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 blah. Oh hey, before you go, I was wondering if I can get your number or something. So just ease it in, don't just like go blah and just fucking go, hey, wanna go out or whatever, you know, but just go slow, ease it in. Just go slow with it and see where it goes. Don't force yourself upon that person and expect them to say yes, because they probably won't. But some people are different, not everyone's the same. I'm not saying that they are. So yeah, my advice for that, you approaching someone is to kind of, this like is really hard because there's a lot of different situations where certain stuff can happen. Like one time ages ago, I was waiting in the line for something, I think it was like a checkout or something, and this girl was behind me and I looked back at her, like I just kind of looked back to see who was behind me, like, you know, the line behind me, and I saw her and I kind of smiled and she smiled back, and then she talked to me, or I talked, and then we started talking for a bit, and then I said, hey, should we hang out sometime? And she was like, yeah. So it just depends on the situation. I mean, if you find an opening to start talking to someone, talk to that person, talk to them first, and the best time to approach them to like ask them out or ask for their number or something, make sure it's just before they leave, but not like if they're in a, not like when they're in a rush leave, but like when they're saying, I'm gonna get ready to go, kind of be like, hey, well, can I get your number, or can we hang out sometime and get to know each other more and talk more and stuff, because I really like talking to you. Just do something like that, and I'm pretty sure it will get the message across that you kind of want to go from friends to more, or from strangers to friends to more, or you know, whatever. So in my opinion on approaching people, talk to them first, hang out with them a bit, but there's a lot of different ways to approach them. No matter of like, man, looking back at them or looking at them, smiling at them, or like if something happens, like here's another example, like this didn't happen to me, but like let's just say I'm in a supermarket line and I turn around, see this beautiful girl, and I go, look at this line, huh? It's gonna be forever before we get there. It's gonna take years. You know, just like talk, like kind of just say something random like that, and then they'll usually spark that person's attention. Especially if they don't have headphones in. If they have headphones in with it might be a bit awkward, but yeah, then might spark that person's attention. Then they'll be like, yeah, and then you just kind of continue on the conversation. So she'll be like, yeah, and tell me about it. I'm like, yeah, I know, right? I've been waiting here for ages, but oh, look, the line's moving pretty quickly now. Oh shit! And she'll start laughing. You know, it just depends on the situation. Just start all I'm trying to say is just start talking to that person first. Try like give off a signal that you want to talk to that person by either smiling at them or waving at them or just blurting out something random that's happening around you to them, you know, just to get their attention. And then by the end of the conversation, before they go home or you part your separate ways, ask for their number or ask to hang out sometime, ask for them on Facebook, whatever you prefer, your preference, and it should work. It's worked a few times for me. I'm not saying it's like my way to pick up the ladies, but it's giving you advice on how to approach someone without coming on too strongly, and like if you're wanting something serious with them instead of something like, or even like maybe if they're not wanting serious, maybe you'll get something like casual. I honestly don't know, but this is my advice for that topic, and I think I'm gonna end that topic there because this topic is like, I'm hoping that I'm helping you people out with talking about these topics, giving you advice. You know who you are for this topic that just went. Hopefully this topic helps you out, and let me know, message me if you found this topic, like found my advice helpful or whatever. Same with anyone else that knows me and that suggested topic, or like can message me anywhere. Message me if you have a suggested topic and actually help you with it, and let me know if I help you with it. If you have any further questions about it, let me know. Message me whenever you can find me, just make sure it's private for your sake. Not mine, I don't mind if it's private or not, but I'd probably suggest you do it privately or else other people will look at it, and let's just say people are assholes on the internet sometimes, you know? Anyway, let's go to the next topic. Now, this is the last topic that I'm going to be doing for this out of the box episode. At least we completed one page, now on to the next one. So the final topic for this episode was procrastination. Not really familiar with this word, but it's giving me examples. Like, I'm very busy doing things I don't need to do in order to avoid doing anything I'm actually supposed to do. Procrastination is a practice of carrying out less urgent tasks in preference to more urgent ones, or doing more pleasurable things in place of less pleasurable ones, and thus putting off impending tasks to a later time, sometimes to the last minute before a deadline. Not sure why this person wanted me to talk about this topic. If you want to elaborate on that, please let me know and I'll talk about it again. But procrastination, I don't know what you're asking. I don't know if you're asking about how to stop it, or if I do it, or I don't know. Like, I guess I kind of do it myself. I do a lot of my YouTube before my actual study, which is probably a bad thing. I'm trying to, like, at the moment I'm tying in the two to like do like a few things of work, like a few hours of study, and then an hour or so of editing, and then like 30 minutes or an hour of gaming, just to kind of like not get so bored and tired of doing the same fucking thing. I guess if you want advice for it, just mix things up, like just what I said. Try to organize a schedule for yourself, a schedule for doing what you need to do, doing a bit of what you don't really have to do, and then do a bit of leisures as well. Just kind of space yourself out and set yourself up kind of like a timetable thing, kind of like a school thing. Set yourself a certain time to do certain things, and you should get all of your stuff done, especially the most important stuff, because you'll be spending time on that. And instead of either rushing it or getting bored of it and going off task to do something else, you're doing your work, and then when you slightly starting to get to like bored and shit, you move on to the next one, you get bored of that, move on to the next one. You probably won't get bored of doing the leisure stuff, but after a while you should stop that and then go back to your work, because you would have had a break from your actual work that you actually find boring, to move on to this other thing, back to like kind of a cycle of importance, not so important, leisure. Importance, not so important, leisure. You know, just circle that shit. I'd suggest doing that because I tend to do that a lot. I've recently started doing this cycle thing, and I admit I've left a lot of things to the last minute. Like today I've actually got to do this is a really bad example saying that I'm doing this now, this cycle thing. But I've actually, after all these videos I'm making, I got to finish up my DDS study because it's due tomorrow, so I am technically leaving the most important thing to the very last moment, which is very bad of me. I'm trying to get back into the cycle. It's a really bad habit to have, procrastination. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get back into the cycle. I'm trying to get into it at the start because I'm so used to slacking off and doing videos, then my study. But I should really do my study, then my videos, then a bit of Xbox or something, you know? So I kind of want to add variety, so I should really start following that schedule. But yeah, after all this shit, I need to do my DDS before tomorrow. I haven't got that much to do anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. But I tend to leave stuff at the last moment because I feel I work harder, work faster at the last moment. I don't know why. But yeah, so procrastination, I suggest setting up a timetable and a cycle of stuff for you to do, so you're not doing the same thing all the time. So you're adding a bit of variety so you don't get bored of it. So then when you go back to this, you're like, yeah, let's get back into it. You're not like, ugh, this shit again, you know? Just add, even if like the importance, non-importance, and leisures get boring, change them up or add even more stuff like work at exercise or exercise. But you know what I mean, for other people, exercise or other stuff. I mean, personally, when I'm feeling really tired and bored, I get up and I start doing joggings in my room. I start practicing my karate and shit, you know, that I used to do. It sounds stupid to my friends, especially. I bet they're probably giggling and cringing like, fuck up, Daniel. But I know a bit of karate, so of course I try to remember it because I don't want to forget it. Remember the Tai Chi. I try to remember a lot of stuff just to get my blood flowing, get me energetic and not so tired, or else I will slack off and not do what I'm supposed to do. And I may even fall asleep during leisures or not important stuff. So yeah, to finish up this topic, I'd suggest just setting up a timetable for you, doing a bunch of different stuff, just to add a bit of variety to your lifestyle and what you're having to do, and you'll get your work done more. But just make sure you have the most hours and stuff put into the important things, and then a little bit for not important, a little bit for leisures and exercise and etc. So yeah, just to recommend getting a bunch of shit that goes from importance and scales down to not that important at all, and just kind of cycle yourself through it, but mainly concentrate on the most important thing. Don't live it to the last moment like I do. It's really bad, it's really stressful, and it's not a good look. So just because if you leave stuff at the last moment, you don't have time to improve. Like, for example, some animations I've left at the last moment in the past, which sucks because I ended up getting to clean them up and color them and shit. I had to do that at home in my spare time, and I'd rather do them at the time and submit them in color to show off to the tutor, like, hey, look at me, I've done cleanups and shit in color. But I can't do that because I keep leaving things to the last moment. So join me and fucking let's set up a cycle and do shit properly and make sure we get our most important things done, but also space it out so we don't get bored of that and have a bit of time for other things we want to do, so we don't just get zombified on that shit and get bored of it and not even try and fall asleep probably. So yeah, anyway, that's my thought on procrastination. If you want me to elaborate on that or ask me any questions about it, you know who you are. Sorry if I didn't speak about the specific thing you wanted me to do with procrastination, but yeah, so I'm gonna go and leave this episode here. Please leave a like if you said this enjoyed, subscribe for more down below, and I'll see you in the next episode, whatever I'm making. Yeah. Leave a like, subscribe, love you all. Bye-bye, see you in the next episode. Pretty sure that's what I said, but really, really fast, that my mind just went blah, 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 blah. And, yeah. Bye-bye. Yeah. Pimples. So that's that matchup this week. And it should be really, 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 really interesting. I think so. I mean, I'm, of course, you know, come on guys, vote for me. I mean, come on, like...